Hello everyone, and today I'm going to cover the topic of algebraic algebraic expressions. My name is Joseph, and I'll be teaching math for a while. So, what are variables in math? Well, a variable is usually a letter or a symbol that is used to represent an unknown quantity in mathematics. So it's basically like a placeholder for a number that we want to find to work with. So common variables that you usually see in math are x or y. Sometimes you see z. Technically you can use any letter for algebra, but generally x and y are the ones that show up the most. So what is an example? Well, an example of this can be like you can use, let's say you want to use you want a variable that represents the number of candies that you have. You can use c, but you could also use x for this. So what would variables look like in equations? So what is an equation first? An equation is a statement that shows two expressions are equal. It has an equal sign to indicate that both sides of the equation have the same value. Equations help us solve for the unknown value of a variable. So an example would be, let's use candies again. If you have 5 candies and you want to find out how many more you need to have 10 candies, you can write the equation, let's use x for now. X plus 5 equals 10. So to solve for x, what plus 5 equals 10? Think about it that way, you would probably know that the answer is 5 almost right away. But if you aren't sure, let's say it's like 2x, and it might be hard to just catch him once. You can move the 5 to the other side. You can subtract the 5s like this because they are like terms. They're the same terms, they have no variables, and they're just a single digit. They're just a number, so you could just subtract it. So 2x equals 5. And then to solve for x, you need to isolate x. So you divide 2. So x equals 5 over 2. 5 over 2. Okay. Algebraic expressions. An algebraic expression is a combination of numbers, variables, and mathematical operations. So it doesn't have an equal sign, so it's not solving for a specific value. So expressions can be used in equations. For example, an example of an expression would be 2x. Let's say the cost of a candy is $2. A piece of candy is $2, and you want to buy X candies. This would be the expression for the total cost of how much it would be. So let's have some more practice with algebraic equations, as they are very important for a lot of the higher levels of mathematics. Let's try 6x plus 10 plus 2x plus 2 minus 2x equals 22. Okay, so to solve this, it might be confusing when you see it at first, but it's pretty simple. Make sure that the first thing you always do is like combine like terms and like move. You can move around these parts of the equation, these expressions and numbers around to minimize the equation and make it easier. So off the start, we can tell from the first glance that 6x minus 2x are the same. They have the same variable, so you could just subtract it. That would just be 4x plus 10 equals 22. And then over here, since 10 and 22 are both numbers, you can subtract 10 from both sides to get 12 equals 4x over 4. To find x, you need to isolate x. Currently it's 4x equals 12, but that does not show what x equals, so you basically just divide the 4 from both sides. You get x equals 3. And let's plug it back into the equation to check if it works. Checking your answer is important if you're not really used to this technique for sure. So 6. So since you're plugging it, we need these parentheses. 6 times 3 plus 10 minus 2, 3. 6 times 3 is 18 plus 10 plus 2 times 3 is 6, and this minus, I made a mistake, I'm sorry. 18 plus 10 is 28, and we subtract that by 6, that's 20, so 22 does equal 22. If both sides equal to each other, then the equation is correct, and your answer is, your value of x is also correct. That's it for today. Thank you. Bye.